Pisces, I'm Lisi, the High Priestess. It can be in your past, present, or future conversation, something you're watching on TV, books, whatever. This is a brand new channel. Press like, subscribe, notification. If you do notification, you can get my lives immediately, or you will have to wait 12 hours. Look what I got here. Little elephant. Okay. The little elephant. Also, I put on my magic hand. Okay. Um, do you know recently a spiritual leader recently died? Okay, he passed away. I had shared him on Facebook. I'm a big old Facebook fan. Okay, let me show you what his name was. You know, because these are people who are Buddhist yogis. Clearly, I'm not there yet because I haven't fully developed that. At least I acknowledge it and I don't portray to be someone I'm not. Okay, but let me get to it. Rest in peace to him. It's like a Dr. Sabi. Oh, where is it? Come on, come on, come on, come on. I share so much stuff. Okay, give me a second. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go. Hi, Lisi. Why do you share so many things? I don't know. I have different sides of personality. I'll make your reading long, so don't worry. Stay with me. Stay with me. Where is it? Did I lose it? Am I not meant to talk about it? Spirit, talk to me. Spirit. Maybe I'm not. There was a recently a really amazing yogi just recently passed away. I know he passed away on the 22nd. Okay. I respect Asian culture a lot. They they practice a lot of symbolism. You know, they look up into the heavens a lot. I really, really respect their culture. I really, really love it. Being humble. The fact that they teach like karate and martial arts to their family at a very young age. They respect tradition. I just love everything about it. About the Asian culture, whether it's Laos, whether it's Cambodian, whatever, every culture has its great spiritual leaders, and it has like their history is amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, now the elephant. Do you know the elephant is a very powerful? It's a very powerful image. It's a very powerful animal. Um, they're empaths. Okay, all knowing, the third eye, blessed. So this little elephant, do you know dreaming of elephants too? It is very powerful. It's a very powerful thing to dream about elephants. Also, just understanding an elephant by itself and respecting it, that is blessed. But you know, some other people look at an elephant and they're going to be like, it's big. I want to kill it. I want to use its trunks. I just, you know, because some people don't understand the spiritual meaning of an elephant. Okay, they wouldn't get it. Some people, an elephant's a nuisance, you know, but that's why we have different spiritual entities. I think in the Aztec culture, every person that is born, they had a spiritual animal to each person that will help them with their attributes, to celebrate their attributes, also to watch out for the lower vibrations of it. Um, like for example, elephants, they tend to cross over into people's crops and eat all their food and stuff, and you can't kill them because there's, I think they're in the endangered species. And that kind of sucks when you're trying to build and make a business out of it, and these elephants are going there trampling through everything and eating your crops. Yet they're an amazing creature to have. They travel, with the seasons, and to be able to be near one is a blessing. And it's disgusting how people will have him in captivity and completely, like, you know use and abuse them. Or you could be one of those people that are in the wild and you protect them. What would you do if you had an elephant in the room? What would you do if you were blessed to be able to be around an elephant? So, an elephant that's all knowing. Would it bother you that it's bigger than you? Would it bother you that it's killing your crops? Okay, making you look bad? Would it bother you? Or would you be like, you know what, at least they're alive, I'm still blessed. Okay, yeah, I may have gotten rid of a little bit of corn or something like that, but at least this animal's still alive. At least I can use these animals for different things. Okay, now let's see what tarot pulls out for you. Okay, so the Two of Swords and the Justice card. Okay, but the Two of Swords is reversed. I did have the deck backwards. So choosing to see, okay? Choosing to have your eyes open versus to people with the Two of Swords that choose to be with their eyes closed. But also, having your eyes closed, you can still sense the elephant. That's why they have that saying, there's an elephant in the room. Although there really isn't an elephant there, you can still sense it. And that's the thing with an elephant, it's an impact. Do you know elephants and horses, they tend to like be very, they can fuel your energy. They're just like a human trapped into an animal. They're very sensitive. Okay. So the elephant trunks. Look, it's got the elephant trunks. Okay, let me close this. The elephant trunks. You see how it has the elephant trunks right there? But still, they can sense everything that's around them. Look, the water, they have their eyes closed, but they can still sense everything. They have their cross like this, almost like it's their whole body that can sense everything with their eyes closed. Have you ever just sat still and you just listen to what was around you? What do you hear? What would you hear if you closed your eyes, you put your arms across your chest? Do you know when we pass away, they cross our arms like this? Why? Why do they cross our arms like this when we pass away? It's almost like we lay in peace, right? Let me tell you something. If I were to show you that I'm such a great, great person, that I'm amazing and all of this, knowledgeable, I am a guru, but an elephant, if an elephant were to come into the room and he's scared of me, it doesn't want me to touch them, would there be something that the elephant knows that I don't know? Would you trust the elephant more than what you would trust me? Now, I'm going to tell you something else. Do you know when the first bridges in the world were being built in America, they used to get an elephant, and if the elephant can cross the bridge, then people would trust it because they say elephant has a high intuition to danger. They can sense when something's unstable. They can sense when it's not, they're not meant to walk around it. It's unstable energy. They can also tell like that this is stable energy. I trust it. I can walk over it. Walking bridges. So, like I said, if I portray myself to be such a great guru, a great, amazing person, I know everything. Yet an elephant is scared of me. The elephant is scared of me. By the way, did you know that Dumbo learned how to fly up in the air? How wise of Dumbo. Everybody called him dumb, called him this, belittled him, and then took him away from his mother. All he wanted was his mom. So he learned how to fly so he can get to his mother. You notice that elephants, they tend to be in packs. They tend to hang around, they tend to flock together with the same kind of like minds. Elephants hang around with elephants, they hang around with other greats. It's rare to see elephants fight another elephant because they know united they stand, divided they fall. The Two of Swords. Understanding intuition, understanding what one elephant can feel. An elephant can feel something different, you know. All of them have a different type of gift. So when they're standing together and they're guarding each other, there's one here and there's one there throughout their days, throughout their nights. They guard each other. They guard their their babies. They guard them. They hold them close to their chest. Okay. So why is it, that we separate these elephants from their pack? Why wouldn't they cry? Why wouldn't they feel some kind of way? Then we try to condition these elephants to live our way, to completely dismiss the way that the way they were born to react, the way they were born to think. And there has been times when elephants have been under so much stress that they attack humans. They don't like humans. They're stomping humans away because these humans have taught that to an elephant, how to be vicious, how to not trust a human. There, there's this movie. It's called Kama Sutra. Watch it if you ever got time. Watch it, Kama Sutra. And in this story, okay, at the very end, this woman's love of her life, he gets killed by the elephant foot. These people have manipulated the most beautiful creature to kill. They beat him up, they throw him to the ditch, and they make her watch the elephant. They make her watch as the elephant stomps on his head. Now, let me tell you about this. Yeah, and it's the leader, it's the justice. This man that was in love with her felt like it was justice because she was no longer in love with him. She wasn't giving him the attention. Now, I'm going to tell you about the story on Kama Sutra because this elephant's a very powerful elephant. We can use this elephant to do good. We can also teach it how to hate humans just as much as we hate ourselves. We can teach it this. It's our spiritual guides too. What do we use our elephant for? Do we use our elephant to stomp faces? Or do we use elephants to teach us knowledge, to be empathetic, to compassion, love, the circle of life, to run in packs, to protect each other? The high priestesses, people of the elite, they own elephants. Why is it elephants though? Why is it elephants? They get to walk through all this land in elephants because these are precious animals. Precious animals. Now, I'm going to tell you the story about Kama Sutra. This is in Indie or I don't know, one of these formats. You got to watch it, Kama Sutra. It's a love story, a forbidden love story. Now, I'm not talking about the actual act of sex. It's a movie. It's an old movie. I watched this when I was like 11. Well, in this movie, there is a princess. Well, she's not a princess. She was born poor. And so they take her in and they teach her how to dance. They teach her how to dance. They teach her the art of Kama Sutra. And by then, they had already, amongst the girls, they had already chosen the queen, the next woman that's going to marry the young prince, the next in line, right? And so this young girl, right? She would The future queen was always belittling her, making her, calling her a dusty little rat, you're nothing, you'll never make it into anything. And so she tried to congratulate her the day that she was going to marry the future king. She congratulated her, and this girl, the future queen, was in such a high horse. She spit in her face in front of everybody, belittled her, and then laughed and everything. So this girl was like, oh, you know she was full of rage. And she, at that time, at that very moment, she was like, okay. They teach you in these lands, that being a virgin is very precious, just as these elephant, very precious. Okay, very precious. It's a precious thing to have your virginity. And so, but she was angry at the queen, the future queen, for what she did. She spit in her face and laughed at her. Ha 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 ha! I'm better than everybody. Ha ha ha! She couldn't even accept a compliment. Couldn't even accept a compliment. And so what she does, this female, she got herself all dressed up and she snuck into the king's room without anybody knowing. And she had sex with the king, seduced him, and had sex with him, lost her virginity to him. And because of what she did, you know, um, she was banished out of that kingdom. I don't know exactly. I don't quite remember how they found out, but she was banished, and the queen was pissed because she didn't get to lay up with that king that night. And it's like her scent, that girl's scent was already on the king. And he got sprung off of that scent. So by the time the queen was coming around, he was like, I don't even know why you're my queen. Like, he would belittle the queen. The same way the queen was belittling this orphan girl was the same way the king was belittling her. The queen hated her. That's why she had her kicked out, banished from all the kingdom. So at this time, while she was banished out of this kingdom, she met a farmer. While she's out there amongst the poor, she was no longer allowed. And I think it's because she had noticed the way the king would look at her. And that's why she was like, she's banished. They kicked her out. They beat her, stoned her to death, tried to. She got kicked out. Then she met this man. This man, I believe he used to talk to elephants, and he taught her Kama Sutra. He taught her how to love a woman. And, he taught her what the Kundalini was. And she fell madly, deeply in love with that man. Oh my gosh. Now, mind you, the king was searching for her because he done fell for her. And he's looking all through the lands because he knew the queen had thrown her out. And mind you, this is a long time ago when I seen this story. I could be a little bit wrong. Forgive me if you're watching. I'm a little bit wrong. But, the story, to as best as my ability, to my memory, I'm trying to give it to you. And then, so she sees the girl by chance in the middle of nowhere. And he takes her back. Swoops her up, takes her back to the kingdom, starts to dress her up in the best jewelry, the best everything, always making her dance, always, treating her better than the queen. And I think the queen was pregnant or something like that. And the queen was so distraught, was so hurt. So, I can't believe this, not realizing that she had spit in that woman's mouth, spit in her face in front of everyone, belittled her. Therefore, the gods were punishing her with the same kind of respect that she gave to somebody else, that all they wanted to do was congratulate her. That's all they wanted. That's all she wanted to do was congratulate her. But see, this is the lesson of revenge. This is why it's so important for us not to ever seek revenge. It would have been better for her to have left that city, not seek revenge, and then fell onto the man that she loved. And so the king could tell that someone had already touched her, had already tamed her. And he was so jealous and possessive that he went and found that man. And because she wouldn't love him, he made her go look through a window or through the top of the stage while they beat the love of her life, held him down, and they used an elephant to stomp his face. And I think the story ends right there. So I would like to say, if we got an elephant in the room, we must tame, especially if you got an elephant inside of you, you must tame it. You must tame it. Because sometimes people do ugly things to us. And it's important for us not to seek revenge. Wouldn't it be better to leave these people behind? Don't open the doors for them to come in. Block and delete them. Don't give them the time of day. Instead of spitting back in their face just like they did to us, because then we keep the same revengeful thing going over and over and over again. When in all of this situation, everybody lost out. Everyone, including the elephant. Because the elephant, I'm sure the elephant didn't want to be raised to be that kind of person to stomp in people's faces. Everyone from the queen being upset at the king, from the king being upset to this orphan girl, from this orphan girl being upset at the love of her life being stomped out. That's where revenge will take us, to a catalyst of misfortunate events for everybody, when she could have just left the kingdom from a long time ago and would have met the love of her life and would have never had to endure what a king and the queen's revenge was like. So I feel like sometimes while we're out here trying to outdo somebody else, we have to grow within ourselves to let some things go so we don't go into a catalyst of misfortunate events because someone was on their high horse. Now, I'm going to end my story there. And I do hope that you get to watch this movie. It's a very good movie. Kama Sutra. I'm gonna show you because I don't want you to get into a porn site or anything. I'm gonna show you how the characters look like. And it will teach you a lot. Kama Sutra movie. It's a beautiful movie. It's sad the way things yeah, she was the queen's maid or something like that. Yeah, and she sleeps with the husband. A Tale of Love in 1996. A Tale of Love. So it's Kama Sutra, A Tale of Love. Um, let me show you the images. Or actually, let me show you a short clip. I'm gonna show you a short clip.
The whole turning people to stone thing killed Medusa's social life.
I think I might talk about Medusa on my next one. Hey. Okay. This is her. So yeah, it's called Kama Sutra, a love story. It was in 1996. If you want to check it out, it would teach you a lot. You might even end up crying. I cried when I watched that movie. I cried a lot because I was like, I can't believe it. Like all of this for revenge, all of this because someone didn't love somebody. And and you got to be careful the way you treat people. You got to be careful the way you treat people because you might end up, having to be go through some stones. I say if you have to deal with anybody that is trying to put you at a lower vibration, block and delete them and don't let them into your life. Don't seek revenge, get them out your life because that will only bring a catalyst of events that at the end nobody wins. All right? Thank you for your time.